In a shocking move, baseball superstar Shohei Ohtani announced to the world via Instagram on Saturday, December 9th, that he would be joining the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, his contract is worth a record-breaking $700 million, and it will see him play for the Dodgers for a full decade. Guys, this is by far the largest Major League Baseball contract in history. And in fact, it's actually the largest contract of all team sports ever recorded. However, the size of the contract is not the only interesting thing about this. It is reported that Ohtani will defer the vast majority of the payments on this new contract until he stops playing baseball. In fact, for each of the 10 years of his contract, Ohtani will be deferring $68 million of the total $70 million that he earns. This will leave him with a salary income of $2 million per year for 10 years until the deferred payments begin after his 10-year playing period is up. But why exactly did Shohei Ohtani do this? I'm going to cover everything that you need to know about this situation, including what the potential tax benefits are of deferring income and how you could possibly leverage a situation like this if you're an athlete. Without further ado, let's dive in. All right, guys, first things first is we have to understand the contract. Shohei Ohtani's new contract with the LA Dodgers was apparently his own idea. I mean, it was highly creative and it could actually end up revolutionizing the way that baseball contracts are done. Under the terms of his contract, Ohtani will start receiving $68 million instead of $2 million from the Dodgers in 2034. Then he will continue to receive $68 million every single year in payments until 2043. He will not be paid any interest on the deferred payments, and the payments will not be inflation adjusted. They will just be $68 million per year from 2034 until 2043. Now, Ohtani was able to structure his contract like this with the Dodgers because Major League Baseball has a collective bargaining agreement that does not impose a limit on how much a player and a team can defer in salary. Wow. Although Ohtani will continue to be paid by the Dodgers for 20 years, he is only obligated to play for them for the next 10 years. So you might be wondering, why did Ohtani do this? At this point, you might be wondering, is this some type of weird tax loophole? After all, who would want to push off getting paid $68 million of additional money per year over the next 10 years versus deferring it? Well, there are a few reasons why Ohtani might have done this. The first is that he will most likely save an absolute fortune in taxes. And this is because California has the highest state tax rates in the nation for high income earners. And in fact, currently California's taxes on millionaires are at 13.3%. So by deferring his payments, Ohtani could simply move to a state with no income taxes like Florida or Texas or Nevada after he finishes 10 years of playing for the Dodgers. Then when he starts receiving his $68 million per year in 2034, he could save 13.3% in taxes per year on this income. This would translate to roughly $9,400,000 in taxes per year that he would save, or about $90.4 million over the 10-year period that he's supposed to receive the large payments from the Dodgers. Once you take into consideration that Ohtani stands to save roughly $90 million in state income taxes throughout the life of the contract, it is pretty easy to see why he deferred these payments. I mean, in fact, because the tax savings are so extreme, it is probably likely that many other players who are watching this will soon start copying Ohtani and this strategy that he implemented. In addition to potentially saving himself heaps some money on taxes, Ohtani will also be helping the Dodgers. And this is because they will be able to devote more resources to signing other high quality players since they don't have to worry about paying him all of the money that they will owe him for the first 10 years. Now, let's break down deferred income. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Ohtani's new deal contains a massive amount of deferred income. Whether or not Ohtani will be able to avoid the $90.4 million in California state taxes by moving to an income tax-free state depends entirely on whether or not his deferred income will be taxed in the state that he earned the income, which is California, or whether it will be taxed in any new state that he moves to. In most cases in the United States, deferred income is not considered earned until the time that you receive it. This would mean that Shohei Ohtani would most likely be taxed in the state that he is living in when he receives the payments after he stops playing for the Dodgers. Ohtani could potentially get a much more favorable tax treatment in the future if he decides to leave California. However, if he decides to stay in California after he stops playing for the Dodgers, he will still have to pay the high California state income taxes, and he won't be able to get around it. Will these high tax states fight back against this? I mean, if more sports stars begin to structure their deals and their contracts like Ohtani, then it could lead to a significant loss of tax revenue for these high tax states. In fact, It could potentially cost them billions of dollars. And this is because athletes might start deferring a large chunk of their payments until they retire and move to low or no tax states. If this starts to become a stronger trend, then there is definitely a chance that more and more high income states such as California, New York, New Jersey could start to fight back against this kind of compensation structure for professional athletes. Now, Ohtani is not the first MLB player to ever use a deferred payment structure for a professional contract. However, he is currently one of the highest profile athletes in the world and one of the greatest baseball players of all time. So, if anyone is going to turn these payment structures into a trend, it might as well be him. But what about the other money that Ohtani makes? You know, like many superstar athletes, Shohei Ohtani doesn't only make his money from his salary. In fact, he believes to make anywhere between 40 to 50 million in off the field money, primarily through endorsements. Unlike the 68 million per year that he'll be deferring, the money that he makes through endorsements and other deals, that is not deferred. That will be taxable now as opposed to in the future. So even though Ohtani may potentially get to avoid paying state income taxes on the bulk of his $700 million salary that he will receive from the Dodgers, he will still owe state taxes on the money that he receives from his endorsement deals and other deals during his playing days until he specifically structures these deals to include defer payments, just like he structured his deal with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So Ohtani will still pay millions of dollars in income taxes to the state of California while he plays for the Dodgers for the next 10 years. He's still gonna cough up some money. But what about federal income taxes? Because we understand that California has high state income taxes. Despite the fact that Shohei Ohtani might be able to avoid paying state income taxes on a huge portion of his LA Dodgers salary, he will still have to pay federal income taxes on it. And this is because the IRS does not really care what state you earn your income taxes in. It requires you to pay federal income taxes whether you live in California, Alaska, Connecticut, or any other state. Because Ohtani will be in the highest tax bracket for the remainder of his career and the 10 years following it, he will owe 37% in income taxes per year on the salary that he is paid by the Dodgers. This will translate to roughly $259 million in federal taxes paid just for his salary over the next 20 years. He'll owe additional federal income taxes on the money that he makes off the field as well. Why are the Dodgers willing to spend so much money on Ohtani? Have you thought about that? Even in the world of professional sports, where it is common for athletes to get paid millions and millions of dollars, Shohei Ohtani's contract is just absolutely massive. I mean, his massive salary puts Ohtani into a very, very tiny group of athletes who are able to earn on this level, including soccer stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, and NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes. There are a few reasons why the Dodgers were willing to make Ohtani one of the highest paid athletes in the world. The first is because he's considered to be baseball's best two-way player in history. This means that he is exceptional at both hitting and pitching the ball. Now, another reason why the Dodgers were willing to spend so much money on Ohtani is because he is a globally iconic player. This means that he will help dramatically with the Dodgers' marketing efforts. Having Ohtani on the roster will help to attract attention, jersey sales, and other benefits from around the world. To understand Ohtani's star power, the Dodgers' Instagram following currently has around 3.2 million followers. Ohtani's individual account alone has 6.3 million followers. So Ohtani not only brings an abundance of raw talent to the Dodgers, but he also can help the Dodgers to expand his fan base and potentially generate more revenue. Additionally, his unique compensation structure also leaves enough room for the Dodgers to add more high-quality players in the coming months. We've covered a lot of information in this video today. Here's a quick recap of the key points that I want you to walk away with. Number one, Shohei Ohtani has accepted a record-breaking contract with the Los Angeles Dodgers that will see him receiving $700 million in salary from the franchise. Number two, Ohtani will defer $680 million of the salary for 10 years, until which point he will get paid $68 million per year by the Dodgers. Number three, if he moves out of California after he plays for the Dodgers for 10 years, he could potentially pay significantly less in state income taxes on the $680 million he'll receive in the second half of his contract period. Number four, it is possible that Ohtani could start a trend of professional athletes trying to defer a large portion of their salary payments until after they retire, so they can get a more favorable tax treatment in a different state than the one they played professional sports in. If you have any questions about deferred payments or other tax information that we covered in this video, then feel free to get in touch with my team by clicking on the link below into today's description. If you happen to be a professional athlete and you're thinking about setting up a contract similar to Shohei Ohtani's, we can help you to understand the tax implications. You can also find a link to my ebook, The Short-Term Rental Rule, in the description as well. In this book, I teach you how to use short-term rentals to offset your active income and dramatically lower your taxes. If you have ever thought about investing in an Airbnb to take advantage of tax benefits for real estate. In addition to earning passive income, this is a perfect book for you. Additionally, I've included a link to my course Tax Alchemy below in the description. This course provides an in-depth explanation of some of the most powerful tax reduction strategies allowed by the United States tax code. These strategies are commonly used by the wealthiest and the 1% of all Americans. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think on the contract situation in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.